Joining me now is outgoing Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, who led the Bharatiya Janata Party's campaign from the front. A disappointing defeat for him. But, sir, what is perhaps the lesson that you learned from this personally and politically from the results?
See, basically, the people were swayed away by freebies, number one. Number two, personally, I feel that Congress were more organized and started earlier, which otherwise BJP used to do. And we took our decisions little late. And the campaign, the narration, which were we are supposed to be in the forefront, we could not. So the right messaging didn't go to the people. And our programs, even though they reached, the narration should have been set in. Some of our major decisions were also not reached the people. However, it was a hard-fought battle, and if you look into the vote shares, there is no much difference. But it didn't convert us the seats. And the second major factor is that our penetration in southern Karnataka helped Congress, where JDS had a strong hold, and we were able to penetrate most of the JDS areas, which helped the Congress otherwise. 5% of JDS shifted to Congress. So these two factors really helped Congress.
So going forward, as BJP prepares to be an opposition party, what do you think are the core lessons for the party? One of the reasons why I'm asking you this question is that there was a sense that there were many different decision makers in the BJP in these elections. One set from Delhi, there was pressures from several state leaders. Is there one person above all that you believe, I know you've taken responsibility, one person above all you think is responsible for the defeat and perhaps something the party needs to change as it goes forward?
As you yourself said, I had led it from the front. And I take the entire blame. I don't want to blame any other person. Whatever might have happened, but ultimately the leader has to take a blame. Then only things can move on, improve. We have to recognize our mistakes, do the course correction, and we have to go forward. The major thing is that we have to do the party, prepare it quite early for Lok Sabha, and then we have to bring in some new blood and new thinking at all levels, and we have to regenerate our workers, and probably within next 3 to 6 months things will be changing and will favoring us, and especially it's a Lok Sabha election, and it will be Prime Minister at the helm of affairs, and without any much leader of credibility in the opposition will also play an important role. But however, to convert that goodwill into this thing, we have to learn a lessons from assembly, start it early, more well-oiled party machinery, and with all full steam and full commitment, you have to go ahead.
What about the leader of opposition's post? Now that's going to be the next pick, this one. Do you see that for yourself? How do you see this? How do you see BJP as an opposition party now?
See, as a responsible man, I don't go by the post. Whether the leader of opposition is given to me or somebody else. The overall responsibility is on me. I'm being a chief minister for nearly almost 2 years and given so many good programs. It is for me to take it up once again to the people, and I am sure people of Karnataka have been making a difference between Lok Sabha and this state elections. When Ramakrishna Hegde lost in 83, 84, we came back. In 2013, we lost much badly than this. We came back in 2014. So we are expecting that we will come back in 2014. Whatever the role will be given by the party, otherwise also, I'll take up a lot of responsibility and I'll go to the people and see that party is put back in the government in Delhi, so that it's question of nation. It's question of nation, and we'll fight a hard battle. And I'll be once again in forefront.
Right. Just a couple of last questions. Three important factors that the BJP needs to keep in mind as it walks into the assembly as an opposition party. What do you think are the three crucial things the party needs to keep in mind?
See, a lot of things, more than three things are there. But however, we know the track record of Congress. And a lot of ex-ministers were out of power for 5 years, 10 years have come back. And I know the attitude of Congress mindset. They want to make hay while sun shines. And now sun is shining on Congress. So we have to keep a watch that they don't make any illegal ratifications. Number one. Number two, we have to see that all our programs, which were welfare programs for farmers, women, they need not be stopped. The third more important thing is we have to keep a watch on their guarantees. Now, what they say, what they do, there's a lot of difference. They have said so many things. They have really deceived the people by giving these guarantees without conditions. Now talking about conditions. So a lot of things will be there. Lot of action will be there.
Would you agree that the BJP should focus on local issues and not revolve itself around issues like Hindutva, which may not work in Karnataka?
See, we never, in fact, during my government and otherwise, we only talked about development of the state and central government, double engine government. It is they who brought in the manifesto. They brought in and initiated the whole thing. We never did it. And our Honorable Prime Minister is always for the development.
But what about decisions like the reservation decision last minute? Did those things really work in an election campaign in Karnataka?
See, reservations is one of the revolutionary things what we have done, which was the demand for last 30 years. We could take it up to certain level, but it didn't percolate to the lowest level. That you have to take it up now.
Okay. And do you feel that eventually there were a lot of allegations of corruption, anti-incumbency against the government? Did you really inherit a lot of those problems? I mean, often as Chief Minister, while you take the blame and the blame for the defeat as well as blame for those problems, do you feel that somewhere you inherited a lot of those problems from your predecessor?
See, my conscience is very clear that we have never, there was not even a single scam or a scandal in my government. It was a smear campaign by the Congress, systematically done. They used the contract resolution. I called them and talked to them, come on, if there is any case. They didn't give it. But continuously telling a lies for 1,000 times had some dent probably, but I don't think that people have really voted because Congress is very clean or something. It is the freebies which have voted for them.
Right. And finally, sir, we all know that you're a singer. Is there a song for the moment that you have in your minds?
There are a lot of songs for that moment, but I don't sing now.
One song at this moment today?
I don't want to sing today, but some other day, whenever I get a mood to sing, I'll call you.